Now, all you people, I want you to set those headphones down. Get up. I said, get up off your chairs and sing it with me one time. One time. It don't cost nothing, but you feel real good. But here we go. It's the Humpday happy hour hangout. Yes, it's the Humpday happy hour hangout. Oh yes, let's all get used at the director's garage. It's a Humpday.
It sure is. Yeah, we're hanging out. God, I love that song. I love that song. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the big show. Got the calderas out today. We'll talk about these in a second, I guess. Might as well. Why not? You know, I am back in the saddle. It's been a moment, and I just want to say hello to everybody and catch you all up on what's going on in my world. I have not started or begun to produce another Director's Garage show because we are in the middle of transition. What's the transition? Well, we placed an offer on a house outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this house is going listed. It's listed now, my current house. And we're going to sell the house and we're going to go to Tennessee. That's the plan. The difference in savings is about... Sorry, Holly's under my desk. I just about stepped on him. He snuck under there. The difference on for cost of living is to keep the lights on at this house and keep the taxes paid and the mortgage and all of that copacetic, you know, the running of the house, the electrical on, insurance, property taxes, all of that was $131,000 a year. Okay. Now, when both of us, me and Mrs. Director, are both working, that is not a problem. However, without that happening, that's a lot of money to just have going into a house to live. So the difference is the place we're looking at would reduce that overhead yearly to $20,000 a year. So it's really a no-brainer to put things together and sell this house, buy this new house. And that's what we're going to do. That's what our intention is anyway, barring other circumstances. So in the meantime, I got back yesterday. I got back into town yesterday, last night. Horrible flight delays. There was major weather in Dallas, and I had a 7 a.m. flight. I was supposed to be home by noon. Wound up canceling that flight. My flight didn't leave until 3:30 in the afternoon after sitting on the plane for an hour because of this weather situation. And I wound up getting home around midnight. So like, jet lag, the whole thing. I'm like, whoa, it was rough. So we're just getting our bearings back. But so today, project kind of gussy up the house started, and it was going to start with, we have this lovely little pond area out front with some goldfish in it. It's a waterfall. It's this water feature that we had improved and put in on the house when we moved in. It's beautiful, but it's got some weeds growing. So I thought, I'll go out there and start pulling weeds, and we'll plant some new flowers maybe and some stuff. So I'm out there and I'm pulling weeds and get done with the job, and I started working on fixing. There's a transformer that turns on all the outdoor lighting, and the terminal on it melted. So I decided to, rather than buy a new one, I'm going to take this apart, fix it. And I started working on that, came down to my office to get the soldering gear to wire up, set up a new terminals for the power, and I hear water, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm like, oh no, we've got another pipe burst, we got another problem. And I couldn't find where the leak was coming from, but I could hear the water flowing. And I went into our storage closet. There's water on the floor. I'm going, what the hell? What now? Go back out front, and as I'm walking by, I look down, and the pond where I had just been pulling weeds, is down about a foot in water. Folks, when I was leaning over the pond to clean the bottom of it, I was just pulling like some algae out and getting gook out just to make it look pretty. I must have kneeled on the pump return pipe to the top of the waterfall and cracked it underground, because it just lowered about half the pond out. So Director's going to be out there with a shovel later today after this live stream goes off the air, digging up this pipe and trying to find it and see what I cracked, because it's probably just shoving water right through the pipe and out into our foundation. It's just, guys, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. So crazy stuff going on in that regard. So I've got a leak to fix now, in addition to, don't buy this house, right? No, and we'll have it all fixed up. But the pond is so beautiful. It's such a neat water feature. I always wanted a water feature, and it turned out this one had one. So, cheers, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. We're going to get to some headphone stuff shortly. I've got a viewer system today. We're going to look at that. There was a new release, but I can't remember what it was for the life of me. I wrote a note somewhere, and I can't find it. So I don't know. If you guys know of a new release and you want to talk about it, put it in the chat. I do want to talk about, see this? See this shirt? This is part of the Director's Garage merch line that's coming. We are getting ever closer, and I wanted to show off because I got the first samples in today, or I got it since we last spoke 2 weeks ago. Simple black shirts, white headphone logo, and on the back there's a little message there. On some of the merchandise it says "Music is life" in very tasteful lowercase. I've had a polo created. This is the polo, and it's just an all black polo with a stitched tasteful headphone logo on it. And this one doesn't have any writing or other thing. It's just the headphone logo, and I think that it's simple and very kind of Apple-like in production, in approach, but a lot of gear with this little stitched logo is coming soon for sale. And I'm trying, I got this polo in, and I'm not sure I'm happy with the quality of it. Everything is going to be super high quality. It's not going to be crap t-shirts with a tiny logo or whatever. This is a very thick, beautiful t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. I'm only going to produce stuff that I want and stuff that I would wear myself. And this stuff is so nice. It's so tasteful. You can wear it to the office. You can wear it to you can wear it golfing. There's going to be a hoodie. There will be a hoodie. I just saw that off the corner of my eye. There's going to be a hoodie. It'll have a slightly larger headphone logo because I think it fits better on a hoodie than having this tiny little thing. And it'll have somewhere on it a little "Music is life," probably maybe across the back, or maybe it'll be under the logo. I'm not sure. But I've got a hoodie coming. I've got sweatshirts. I've got a long sleeve t-shirt. I've got white on black. White with a black logo. I've got black with a white logo. But it's going to be all very, very tasteful stuff. I've got some mugs, and I also have some Director's Garage stuff, but I'm not leaning into that. First of all, not everybody likes me. It's fun to admit, but it's the truth, right? Let's speak the truth. Not everybody likes this show. I am an acquired taste, but I think people who love this hobby would like to participate in this hobby and have something really tasteful to do. So I worked hard on this stuff, and I wanted to find something that was really low-key, understated. This shirt, by the way, it does have a Director's Garage logo on the tag behind it, you know, on the where the patch is, but it's nothing that's going to be obnoxious and prominent. I have some mugs coming, and I'll show more of this off in the coming weeks because not all of it has arrived yet. But there's going to be a Director's Garage website where you can go and you can buy this merch, and it will ship direct to you. And I'm really excited about this. I've been working on this for a very long time. And the design was absolutely critical to me. I wanted really tasteful stuff. I don't like, you know my style. I wear a lot of concert t-shirts on the show just because it's kind of fun. But in real life, I'm a really understated dresser. I like simple stuff. I like really good quality cotton material. You will not get anything polyester from me when we do this because I hate polyester, and I just think it feels terrible on the skin, and it's cheap feeling, it's thin. Everything I'm doing is going to be thick quality. This shirt, I kind of like. This has got like that crosshatch Izod sort of polo feel. It's got a nice material, but it's a little feeling too thin to me, and I'm not thrilled with the cut of the collar. I think it feels kind of small or whatever. So this has not passed inspection. I don't know if I'm going to release this particular one. But I have more samples coming in different styles. And as soon as I find one that I like, I'm going to lock into that, and that will be in the store. But a tasteful black polo, tasteful white polo. The only thing on the polo will be this tiny little headphone logo that's really attractive. I'm thrilled with this and how it came out. I'm just excited about it. I'm doing some water bottles. There'll be some golf balls. There'll be some quirky stuff, little tote bags and things if you're into that. But the main thing for me is I wanted a merch line that was agnostic to the show, supportive of the hobby, something I can probably get advertising for. Like, I think if I wanted to advertise the merch on HeadFi on the website, they might have a problem if it was the show logo. But I don't think they're going to have a problem if it's this tasteful stuff that doesn't really talk about the show all that much. And you can still get a Director's Garage t-shirt if you want to. I'm going to offer that on the website. But the things that I'm pushing is this line here, because I really feel like it's something anybody can wear, and you'll have all the sizes, and you'll have the ability, but it's going to be quality. It might be a little more expensive. It's not going to be a $20 t-shirt, but it's going to be a quality material. I love this t-shirt. I would wear this anywhere. I really love, and it's all cotton, and it breathes, and it feels good. And I'm as picky as I am about the comfort of my headphone, I am pickier about my clothes. I will not wear something that's uncomfortable. So I'm super excited about this. This is going to be launching soon. The people who are on Patreon got a little more of a lead into this. I showed off a little more of the merch to them. I'm trying to, give folks a little value over there. They're going to get first crack at merch first, so that just because I'm trying to make that of benefit for people to subscribe. It's $3. It's not like crazy, but $3 a month. I'm not going nuts on it. But I really am excited about this stuff. I've worked really hard, and I tried to find the perfect logo, something that wasn't too crazy, no like colors, no like zap electricity lines going through it or wires coming off. Just simple headphone logo, and it's like something that I think anybody would wear. So and then a simple phrase too to go along with it, because I think that the music is life thing, I think it's just really cool. So that's coming, folks, and I wanted to tip that off because I finally got the first samples in, and I was like, wow, this, and as cool as it might look on the internet, I'm telling you, it's to see the stitched logo like that, it's just awesome, and it's so understated. I just love it. I love it. It's not obnoxious stuff. So I'm gonna have that's coming. That's gonna be maybe a month away, maybe weeks away if we're lucky. If the samples come back great and I like the line, we'll start doling that out, and I'll show off more stuff in future weeks as it comes in. But right now I'm trying to find the perfect polo. I found the perfect t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. And there's a long sleeve version of this for if you're in a little colder weather, it gets cooler. I'm also going to do a sweatshirt. I found a Champion. Somebody will do a Champion sweatshirt with that logo on it. I'm kind of excited about that. That'll be coming soon. All this stuff it's in the works, but I wanted to get something out there. Everybody's been yelling at me to get a merch line together, and I'm like, what would it look like from the director's garage? And I'm like, well, I could put my the biggest problem I had, I was trying to do a hat with a director's garage logo, but the stitching machines can't do those fine little lines in the logo. So it's like I couldn't replicate it. So that was like the start of the journey toward what should that logo be, and I thought a headphone is really the way to go, like a little headphone. And I saw, I'm a fan of Casey Neistat, and I saw a line that he did a while ago that was just his sunglasses. Sunglasses are his trademark. He's got the etched out Wayfarers that have the thing on it, and I thought, man, that's cool. That's something. Now that's a direction I'd like to go. What could I do that would be like that, but in my own language? And I started working on headphone logos and looking at little icons and stuff, and I wound up finding something, and I wound up making this out of it, and bitmapped it and sent it out. Now the t-shirts are going to be silkscreen on the logo, and the polos will be stitched, the hoodies will be stitched, the long sleeve t-shirts will be silkscreened for the logo. It's just easier to do, and I mean, I don't need stitched on this, and I don't like t-shirts that have a little bump on them. It bothers me. It doesn't bother me on the polos, but on a t-shirt, like a little bump there just bugs me. It's all stuff that I'm like, what would I wear, and what might you want to wear? And supporting the hobby, and like kind of just cool stuff. I think that this says, hey, I'm in the hobby. If it's one of those if you know kind of things. So I'm going to get very aggressive on the marketing once we have the store open. I've been working on the website design for a long time now. It's getting close. It's not quite there. There's some things I don't like about it, but I keep tweaking it in my spare time. So there you go. That's the merch thing. I wanted to talk about that today for sure, to give you an idea that this shit's coming, and it's going to be really good stuff. It's going to be good stuff. I will not sell you something that I wouldn't wear myself and that I don't love myself. That's it. This is just a little short, and it's not going on the site. This is perfect. It's a very thick t-shirt, and I love thick t-shirts and cotton. So there you go. So hats. Anything I can dream up is going to get a headphone logo on it once I start rolling on this. But I don't want to roll anything out and start selling until I have the perfect shirt and I've tested the sales mechanism and make sure that it works, and it works seamlessly. And all you got to do is go to my director's garage site and enter your info, and you're off and running. You can order what you want, and it'll get to you in a reasonable time, 4 to 6 weeks, whatever. So that's been something that I've been working on behind the scenes while I've been looking for a job and doing stuff at night. And the night stuff has been largely working on this merch line. And now that it's here and it's physically in my hands, I'm like, that's cool. That is just cool. And so I hope you guys are excited as I am. I'm like, damn, it's something that I would pay a good amount to wear, and I think that, and I'll keep the cost as low as I can. People who are Patreon will get a discount code, I'm sure, so that would be worth the while to do that. I'm trying to get people into Patreon more and more, because I want you guys to participate in these hangover hangouts. The next one I haven't planned yet, but I'm gonna try to schedule. I'm really working on getting HiFiman. HiFiman is my target for the next month. Hangover Hangout. I want to talk about the unveiled line, and I want to find out where it's going. How crazy is it going to get in the unveiled world? And I saw on HeadFi somebody was selling a HiFiman Shangri-La Senior for $13,000. I'm like, whoa, that's attractive. Shangri-La Senior, the whole system, the amp and the headphone. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. That's a good price. That's something I'd want to get into. That's up on HeadFi right now. Maybe we'll look at those later if we have time. But I did want to start off with giving you guys updates on the relocation. We are going to be relocating. It's almost certain. And I'll give you a little anecdote as long as we're talking shop before we get into the viewer system. Normally when a movie premieres, they do a big, huge deal in New York, a big, huge deal in Hollywood, and then they do some international stuff. So one of the biggest movies that's coming out in the next little bit here is a movie called Mission Impossible. Little small little actor, you might have heard of him. Tom Cruise is in it, and it's going to be the biggest blockbuster of the year. Like it's the biggest movie as far as cost to make and marketing and all of that. And as a sign of the times, now normally that's a project where when they did the LA premiere, I'd get a phone call from somebody saying, hey, can you cover this for us? They're not doing a single press event in Los Angeles for this movie. It's the biggest movie of the year. They're not doing a single LA event. No premiere, no junket with the actors, nothing. Junket is simply like a group interview where you sit down one by one and interview each actor and the director of the movie, and usually a producer or two. Costume designer might show up. But you sit down one after one and introduce and interview all those folks. They're doing nothing like that. All of that is happening overseas, which means there's no way in hell they will pay me to fly overseas to go do and direct that project, because it's way cheaper to hire somebody local to do it. So that's just a sign of the times. Like that's something that would have guaranteed me a day of work typically in LA, and it's just disappeared. So we know it's not getting better here, and we're a long way from the market getting better for jobs. And I've just got to move on. We've got to get ourselves into a situation where we're not bleeding nearly as much capital. And if $20,000 a year pays for our house and pays for all of this stuff, then the 20,000 bucks, guys, I can go work anywhere and make 20,000 a year. Anybody can get a job for 20,000 a year if you just have the will to show up and work. I can go work at a bike shop. I can go sell candles. Anything. Anybody will pay you $20,000 a year. So I can cover the cost easily of the house. And I'm not saying I would do that, because obviously I'm in the industry and I would continue that. But I have some opportunities, being that Atlanta is 2 hours from Chattanooga, and Nashville is 2 hours from Chattanooga, and Knoxville is 2 hours from Chattanooga, and Charleston is like 3 hours. So if I got a big gig, I could easily load up the car with my gear and go off and shoot it in any of those locations. And I have contacts in the industry that could maybe hook me up with that. We haven't pursued that totally, because I was trying to find a local TV station, because I thought that would be a fun place to work and get to know the town. But those jobs, there's not a lot of high paying, even medium paying jobs there. It's really entry level right now, but we're working on it. All this stuff is being worked on. All right, enough of me yammering. I'm going to hold the viewer system for a few minutes, and I want to get through some chat and just say hello to everybody. Ryan Dietz in the house. Ryan, we got to get an update from him on one of our Hangover Hangouts soon. Have him sit down with us and pull his ear. It's been almost a year since we did Ryan last. I'd love to find out how things are going at Modhouse. Hey guys, says David Kirshner. Cheers, my friend. Hello, says Ginger Hermit. Good to be back here, by the way. Good to be back on the air. We were off last week because I was out house hunting. but always great to sit down and catch up with you folks. I love doing this. This is my favorite part of the job, and it's more fun than even shooting the regular show that's kind of crazy and fun, because I'm kind of on my own for that, and this is exchange. And the Hangover Hangouts are even more fun because we all have cameras and mics, and we just talk to each other, and we can show off stuff and ask questions. It's really great. Gil says, Chattanooga, high-speed internet. Yes, it's got the highest-speed internet in the nation, believe it or not. And the place that we're looking at has fiber run to the house already at cheap municipal rates. Yes, it's like $100 a month will get you like the most internet you'll ever use. Like it's like crazy fast. So very excited about that. Ginger Hermit, lovely area, great restaurants and whatnot. Yeah, very green, lots of hiking. There's mountains, there's the river. The house we're looking at is on a lake that we're bidding on is on a lake. It's got a dock. We could get a boat at some point and go out cruising on the lake. Really summer living. I really love this house. It needs work. Gonna need some work. I'm gonna be doing some elbow grease and some projects there to get it up and running, because the counters aren't really nice. The kitchen needs a refresh. Stuff. It's not unlivable, but it could be so much nicer with a little bit of work. And that's why we're getting it at a good price. And we'll just do some upgrades on it as we go along. But I'm very excited about this whole thing. We just need to get this house sold, get that house purchased, and get on with our lives, and then find a mover. The other thing I got to do today when I get off the phone or off the YouTubes is I've got to find us a mover and get that reserved and walking forwards. Congrats, Michael! Huge step, but worth to get out of LA. Yeah, I love the city. I love Los Angeles. I love where we live, and I mostly love this house, this structure of a house. This house is everything I've wanted in a house, and we're going to have to, work to make the other house like this house. But we're going to borrow a lot of elements and make that transition. But Los Angeles is a city. The economy is not working for my career, for my profession right now. The production is down. The studios, I have vacancies all over them. There's production moving abroad. Most of the prime time stuff you're watching in prime time is now being shot in Turkey and in Romania, believe it or not, and some in Ireland. Little bit in Canada, but most of it's being done in Europe, in Eastern Europe, because of the tax incentives. And they're trying to fix that here, but now there's infrastructure there, and getting those people to stop their current production and bring it back to the States it's almost, I can't see why it would be worth it for them to do that. They've still got the union problems here. They went through strikes. The studios don't want to go through strikes again, so they're simply going overseas and using non-union labor. That's what they can do. They're allowed to do that. That's what they're doing. So, yeah, huge savings, says Ryan Dietz. And LA's just got problems. We've got homelessness issues. We've got budget issues. $1 billion that was dedicated to solve the homelessness crisis has basically vanished. Nobody knows what's happened to it. That's a lot of taxpayer money. I'm like, there's a lot hurting out here. There's a lot of stuff that's like, okay, it's maybe time to go. Ken says, cheers moving forward. Sorry to see you go, but I get it. I know, man. And I would, like I said, if I could stay, I would. And I'll meet with folks out here before we go. We'll figure out some little get together or something just to hang out, and I'll bring my B-21 Raider along. And I can also catch up on the show and be able to afford new gear again, and pay Ray for, I still owe Ray on that amp. I owe him for a bunch of it anyway. I sent him a check last month, but you know, I need to get that. I feel bad. I don't want to live like this. You know, I want to have a gainful employment and something I'm excited to wake up and do every day instead of job hunt, because that's boring. It's really terrible. It's not fun. So now I've got a lot of housework to do and apparently a little bit of digging. Love it. Love it. JTB says, congrats, Michael. Makes total sense on all fronts. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Shit just released the Valhalla 3 OTL tube amp. Did they really? Valhalla's a major line for them. When they do a refresh, it's worth noting. Let's see if we can find that. Shit. Audio.com. Nope. Let's just look up shit audio. Oh, it's a shit.com. Okay, found that. All right, let's see if we can find the... Oh, I think this is it on the front page. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know what the Valhalla looks like. I've never owned one. Let's show it to you while we can, because we have, you know, things. So much fun. All right, let's go to that. Let's go over here. Valhalla 3. Here it is. Oh, nice. Nice! 500 bucks. Look at that. Look at that, boys. Look at that. Look at that. How great is that? What a nice looking amp. Small, compact, and they make such good stuff at shit, you know? There it is in silver. Oops, that's the Loki. Never mind. Back to where I lost it. Here it is in silver. Here it is in silver. Very nice. Back. Unbalanced only. Power switch on the back. Beautiful tube glow. We love a tube glow. Who doesn't love a tube glow? Let's look at the inside. Ah, some nice chunky caps. We love that. Set of windings back here. Very cool. There's your tube sockets. So nice. What a nice little project. Nice little product for not a lot of money. You can get into some nice stuff, some good shit for not a lot of cash. How great is this? Valhalla 3, guys, up for sale now. Shit.com. Very cool. JTB wants a t-shirt with Michael's face wearing a cowboy hat now. Yes. He'd cover all the baldness. And a hoodie. Yeah, the hoodie, we're definitely doing a hoodie. That's already, I've already started that design process. Like the polo shirt, I'd buy that very elegant. Yeah, that's what I want. I want a quality, but this, I love this material, but I want it doubled. Like if it were me designing this, I would want this material literally twice as thick. This is a little too thin. I don't like the thinness, what it makes the collar do, and this second button's in a weird spot. You know, guys, as you know, if you watch Seinfeld at all, the second button makes the shirt. But that said, the job they did on the stitching and the logo and the base material is really nice. I just don't know if I feel like this is the quality I want. We want to go a little higher in quality on this thing. So we're working on it. We're working on it. That's coming. For a nice polo, you can get embroidered. Might check out Travis Matthew. Not cheap, but really high quality stuff. Yeah, all this stuff. I don't want to get into the weeds on the how of it, but there are sites that make this not too painful on my end to make it happen. and I'm working through some partners right now, some partner companies, and to make it go, you know, it's you've got to find, you know, I got to get samples of this stuff, and if it's a high enough quality, then boom, we'll sell it. But if it's not going to go. I'm looking for the, you know, for really good stuff. I love, like, most of the polos that I wear are Orvis, and they're really thick cotton. Like, they're very thick cotton, and they feel good. So I'm trying to find something like that. And if I can find that, then we're good. Then we're going to go. Hipster says, I think the Shangri-La you saw was just the headphones, not the full system. Oh, I thought there was an amp with it. But we'll look through that and see if we can find it. But it was $13,000, and I'm like, well, maybe that would make sense. It was just the headphones anyway. Hey, my brother, I love the viewer photos day. Also picked him up some Verite Open. Can't wait. Be well, my man. Yeah, Verite Open. See what you think of it. Some people just rave about the headphone. It didn't quite work for me because of the driver material. I didn't quite like what it did to the upper mids, but what a great soundstage on that headphone. Nice soundstage, great imaging, and you get the CMF treatment on the wood, which is second to none. So build is going to be great on that. Yeah, the sound, you're just going to have to, hopefully that's, or maybe you can find a cable that'll, you know, tone it down if you're into the cable thing. But it just gets, it's got a beryllium coated driver versus the Atrium has a biocellulose, and then the Caldera has a planar magnetic driver, which is, I find to be a little more responsive and a little bit easier on those mids. The mids can just get a little sharp for me on the Verite. Is the new headphone you were thinking of the new Audeze? Yes, it was. It was the new Audeze. The LCD-S20. $499, and maybe we showed this off before. This is already thing, but it's got more of that. It's got that slam system. You can see there's a gap between the driver and the ear cup, so they are going strong with this whole idea of gapping and breaking the seal on the headphone to deliver better bass. But I'm excited to see. I am really excited to hear this headphone. I think it's going to be exciting. Boy, the price is great, and I still want to get their the wireless one in the Maxwell. I want to get that in. I'd love to. I gotta knock on their door when I'm ready to do more shows and get that. Okay, Hipster Cow. Oh, we have breaking news. This weekend he did a shootout between the Weiss 502 Mark I and the Wanla GSE Golden Sound Edition. Gotta say, the Wanla was leagues more enjoyable. The quest for the perfect DAC continues. Oh, really? That's fascinating because, you know, the Wanla is a third of the price of the Weiss. That's good information, man. Hipster doing some shootouts on his own, man. Oh, I love that, man. Congratulations. You're gonna find your DAC, whatever it is. If it's the Tambaki or, you know, whatever it is, you're gonna find yours. That's exciting. That's exciting, man. That's exciting. Howdy, folks, says IMJ. Jonathan, sorry to see you leave. That's interesting, Hipster. Very good. Yeah, Jonathan, it's just looking like it's going to be time. You know, and I think we're too late in the game now to where something is going to materialize in LA for me. It's just, you know, I've been knocking on this door, you know, trying to break this door down for some time, and it's just been rough, and the market is getting worse, not better. I thought that we'd be picking up production in LA in the new year, and it's gone the exact opposite way. We've lost more. And that's really rough to deal with when you're, you know, and I'm a big fan of Hollywood. I'm a big fan of the industry. It's just like, oh man, damn it. How's it going, Jonathan? It says Hipshakal, Sajan. Nephilim says, oh boy, Michael, you're doing the right thing. I think you just upped the quality of your life tenfold. I think this is a blessing, and and you will get to be close to your ma. Yeah, absolutely. And my mom will live 90 minutes from the house that we're looking at. So it's not that bad. It's a little country road driving and you're at my mom's house. So, and getting to spend more time with her is a blessing. That's going to be incredible. So I'm very excited about that. Going pretty well. Been able to sit back and relax with his system. Jonathan has got the system of all systems. He's got, I think he might win for the most envious system around. Super happy with how everything is right now. Yeah, and his main headphone is the ribbon, the Raul Amanis ribbon. And he's got some really nice amps, and he's got a great DAC in the Tambaki with it, paired with it. Very nice stuff that Jonathan's rocking. Very envious. Very cool, man. Nephilim says also Shitfall 3.0 amp looks like a steal for the money. The only thing is it gets real hot at night, and that may affect its longevity. You never know. Yeah. Certainly heat is never a good thing for any electronic product, but if they've, you know, they got a pretty good reputation over there for not, you know, their shit not breaking. So they must have hopefully looked at that, you know. LCD S20 is tempting, but 550 grams of weight is a deal breaker for many. Yeah, it's heavier than the LCD-4 at 550. I think the 4 chimes in at around 460, maybe 480. And this is heavier than that. So big, heavy, over-ear closed headphone. Probably really good isolation on the thing, I'm guessing. Yeah, very good, though. I'm very tempted with that headphone. But I'm also tempted by the Maxwell. I love Bluetooth headphones. And I brought my Apollo with me. I did the Apollo trick where I had the Apollo in the case for the Batiste. So I could have that thinner package. Man, Holly's just crashed out at my toes here. It's really cute. He's gonna have a change. He's gonna have a little lake to play in if he wants. So fun, man. I'm excited about this lake thing. It's gonna be a change of lifestyle and a change of pace, but man, the fun potential is quite huge here. Different world. Ken says the Wanla is fantastic. He hears that there is a firmware update coming that will allow more granularity on the Golden Sound features. He has them all off though, so interesting. Let's take a look at our viewer system for the day. This comes from Viewer Mike, and he sent me about three or four photos, 3 photos maybe. I gotta find them. Digging through the laptop of death right now. We'll have them momentarily for you. And state modified. Nope, that's documents. We need the downloads. Here they are. All right, I'm going to call up these 3. Let's open. And oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Let's start with the overview of his system. This is Viewer Mike, sent his stuff to us, and I like this, man. I like this. Look at this. Look at this. So it looks like he's got an Annihilator, and that would be HD-700, and he's got some Grados down there. He's got 64 Audio TIA, the Monarch from Thieaudio, and an Empire Ears something. I don't know what that box is. And then something in a wood box too. So not sure what's going on there. But this is a nice little setup. And then let me call up his notes, because he did send me some notes with this. We can take a look at this. So viewer Mike, hello there, a longtime viewer and fan of the show. I wanted to share some photos of my current situation. He recently acquired his end game setup. So let's look at some of the other gear in this while we're here. So he's got a lathe. This is a DAC. It's an R2R DAC from Lathe. Yeah, really nice looking. I love the look of this thing. Look at the remote. Look at the carved remote. Love the style on this one. And here's the stack. Here's the full stack. So he's got the pre, and then he's got the amp, the DAC and the amp together, and they're chained together. Lovely. And he's got an Empyrean. Looks like an Empyrean 2. He's driving. Oh, Mezzi Elite. This is an Elite with a different cable. Okay, there you go. Very cool system, man. And he's got a bunch of other stuff that's really fun to play with too. Judging from that the stack we saw first. This whole thing. He's got a lot of nice little headphones in here to check out and enjoy. So very cool stuff from viewer Mike. And he's got some fashionable, tasty little statues up there dressing up the place. Gotta love that. So cool. Look at this lathe system though. Man, so nice. Beautiful screens. Got a nice cable there. So, that's really excellent. Most excellent system from viewer Mike. He's playing in that end game. Okay, we love that. We love that. So cool. Thank you, Mike, for sending us your setup. It's so cool. I love that. I love the bin system. I have something very similar around the director's garage, but it's less organized than that and not as staged. If you have a viewer system to show off, though, you can do it by sending an email to the directorsgarage@gmail.com. The directorsgarage@gmail.com, and we will put your system on this live stream. How could you resist? And thanks to Mike, and man, you got some hours of good listening there. Good stuff to listen to. So fun. That's the Raven, somebody said. Okay, that's great. Okay, let's get back to the chat now in our remaining minutes. And it'll be a shorter show today because I've got to go do some digging and find out what your director stepped on. Maybe it's a sign I need to lose some weight and broke and find out what's leaking into our yellow room or into our storage room. Where did I leave off here? Let's see. Right effect. Okay, here we go. We talked about the Wanla before we left, so let's get into this. Jonathan says, side note, he's really surprised at how much he's liking the Dan Clark Audio Noir X. Excellent headphone. One of my favorite closebacks, period. Considering getting one, but now wants to try the E3 too. He also wants to try the Stealth again to see if he'd have a change of heart. Yeah, the Stealth did not do it for me. None of their top-end stuff does it for me, but that Noir X is phenomenal, and I concur. The Eclipse was the other one that I did. The Stealth and the Eclipse are all based on the same platform. One's an open back. The Eclipse is an open back. Stealth is a closed back. But very, very nice from Dan Clark Audio. But that Noir X, the original Aeon 2 Noir was a phenomenal headphone, and this is the update. I can only imagine what they've done. I haven't heard it yet. I'm dying to hear it. It'd be great. Should also released a new DAC called the Mimir for $300. That's $500 less than the Bifrost. Awesome. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, JTB. Cheers. Thanks for playing along. Keep me honest. Neil sent me a new piece of gear photo. Fits in the palm of your hand. Awesome. Neil, I'm not going to dig through emails to try to do that live because I've got to do the transfer over to the laptop and all that, but I will save it and we'll get to that next week so we have something to look at next week. That's called a tease for all of you out there watching. Look at Neil's new thing soon. Hipster says, no, the LCD-4 weighs 690 grams, considerably heavier than the S20. Oh, okay. I thought the LCD-4 was in the threes. Maybe I just got that wrong. misremembering, brain fart, as they call it. Nephilim says, Jonathan, he's been real curious about the Noir X. Your enjoyment and thoughts about it are very encouraging. Very cool. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's $1,000 headphone, and Dan Clark is known for, you know, and Scott does the foldy thing. Like, you can take them with you, and they're not hard to drive. Yeah. And I remember those. I remember one of the first Head-Fi shows I went to had the Noir X sitting there, and that, of everything in the room, that one really stood out to me as one I would love to own. That's interesting. The Impact Plus mode was really a thing that sold it for me. Oh, on the talking about the Wandla. Greetings, Ace Spades in the house. Ace Spades, we're winding it down here, but I do want to say hello to everybody and thank you for tuning in today. Go back and watch the top of the show. I've made some major announcements up there about the future of the location of the home office here, and also the status of what this headphone. Oh, I can take my promo down. Sorry. About this shirt here and what's going on with that, if you're curious what it means. Very cool. JTB is liking the water possibilities of a boat behind your house and at some point go cruising, fishing maybe, just without the headphones on. Sounds awesome. You might be watching a floating director's garage soon. Yeah, exactly. J Empire Ears Raven, thank you, Jonathan, for pointing that out. It sounds like it effortlessly ticks a lot of boxes. Very interested and excited to try it. Lave, wow, come on, look at that chassis build. Beautiful stuff. I agree. That thing was beautiful. That thing was beautiful. Look at that. Look at this. I'll just do another dip into this real quick. How cool is that? What a gorgeous build. Somebody brought the design. So awesome. I'll bet that's the volume knob on the other side. I don't know how these work, but I bet you that little on the other side of here, this over here, I'll bet you that's volume. I'd put money on it. So cool. Love it. Love it. Hipster Cow, he understands the point, but even with the Sapphire, he gets better results just having an amp with enough power. With it, there's actually too much bass on the Sapphire OG. I'm not sure what amp we're talking about here. I lost track. That's a Lave Harmony DAC and amp. Very nice stack, about $5,400 if the memory serves. Very good, JTB. Thanks for the info. For the 411 pocket change for Neil. Perfect. Major announcements, new job. No, it was at the top of the show. It's about the future of the location, and then I debuted this t-shirt and some other stuff that is going to be soon available for your collection. I'm very excited about it. Michael, he'll seriously give the Noir X a nice audition. Got a pretty good hi-fi store near him that's not terribly far. Definitely interested. Yeah, maybe that's what I do. I start a headphone store in Chattanooga. Let's see if we can find some redneck headphone listeners. I love it. And I can call them that because I went to the police station and the woman behind the desk said, just to check in with her and find out about the crime in the area. And she's like, we're all a bunch of just hillbilly rednecks out here. I'm like, okay, that's good to know. It's so fun. Neil is selling his B-21 Raider. He's selling everything made in America. It's a protest. I don't think he's serious about that. He got the Lave Harmony DAC and can't decide if the good headphone amp should be from Lave, if he should pair it with Lave. Yeah, I don't know. You have to talk to somebody who has it or has heard it. Maybe viewer Mike is in the audience and he can drop something in the chat. That would be awesome. Neil says he did, however, buy a Nagra DAC. Is that the one we were looking at on our on the live stream? Oh man, we'll have to let us know. $70,000 DAC. Oh, from Nagra, the company. Oh, the tape company. Oh wow, That's ridiculous. Yes, that is ridiculous. That's an insane amount of money to spend on a DAC. I don't think Neil's serious. Mr. T reviews on the HP2A amp from Lave, getting rave reviews. Oh, he's telling reviews on Mr. T saying reviews on the HP2A amp from Lave is getting rave reviews. It's pretty powerful, deadly serious. Very cool. All right, so there's your answer. See, you get some. You tune in here and you got a wealth of knowledge. If not from your resident idiot who's usually behind the curve, the folks in the chat keep me honest and can really provide a lot of service and info for you guys. So that's what I had to talk about today, and I'm gonna have to get going, guys, because I do need to do some digging tonight, and I'm going to do some stone removal and try and dig down to this pipe that I burst that was flooding my basement, or flooding my crawl space. So I've got a lot to do today. But I did want to thank you guys for stopping by and keeping it interesting. If I have something to report later in the week, maybe we do another live stream. I'm not sure. But if not, we'll do one next week for sure. I'm not going out of town. Have no plans to go out of town for next week. So we're back in the saddle of doing the live streams regularly. And and I definitely will keep you updated on this merch line that I'm so excited about. Lots coming our way, lots of future for the Director's Garage. Once we get the home situation settled and the expenses under control, the money will start flowing. I'll have a new job. We're going to figure all this out. But at least we're moving in a direction where we're not bleeding out money like we've been bleeding out for the last 6 months. And that feels really smart and a definite positive step in the right direction. I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys for sticking with me on this journey, and I'll keep you updated. I like talking to you guys and figuring stuff out. So, I will see you guys. I'm going to we got to start the goodbye music, because, what the hell are we doing here if we don't have good music playing? Where is the music at? It disappeared. Music, where'd you go? Normally it's on the desktop, guys. It just disappeared. It's playing, so I know it's there. Oh, there we go. Okay, found. Found and found. Thank you guys for stopping by. Tip your waiters and waitresses on the way out. Glad you could make it for this happy hour. And we're gonna do we're gonna do more of this stuff, and I'll have more to say on the move as it comes closer. And at some point I'm gonna start the full review of that gorgeous Carbon 2 that's sitting right behind me, all geared up, and just flip a few switches and I can be listening to that. I can't wait to dig into that more. I've been out of town. I haven't been able to listen to any of my stuff. So excited to be back here with you guys as well. So have a great week. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys before you know it. All right. And I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Again. Jesus.
At the director's garage. Set his headphones down. Time. Cause it's headphone king. Cause it's time for happy hour, people.